Hello and welcome from the Nasdaq market site here in Times Square, New York. I'm Jarrett Banks of Tech Edge. Joining me today is Erik Carlson, the COO of Notified. Erik, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thrilled to be here.
Okay, let's get right into it. This is an industry, the media industry is near and dear to my heart. Now, you recently partnered with Clear, which a lot of people, when they hear that name, they think of the TSA.
Yeah.
Tell us about that partnership and how exactly the technology works.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, look, first a little bit about Notified. We're a technology company backed by incredible premium services for IR and PR professionals, and we really endeavor to help IR and PR professionals tell their corporate story. And as a part of telling their corporate story, one thing that is becoming increasingly important is validity of that story as it goes out to the media. And we'll talk about in a little bit, I'm sure, why this is becoming a rising concern. But just a month ago, we announced a really exciting partnership with Clear, first of its kind in media, and certainly the first of its kind in our industry. And the reason we think that this is so important is because as the rise of content continues, as distrust in media continues, we really are looking to lead by providing a watermark or a way of delineating truth versus fiction. And we thought no better than to lean on Clear, who you rightly pointed out is a really well-known B2C brand in the airport. Anyone that's flown in the last 5 years probably has Clear, especially if you flew out of LaGuardia or JFK under construction. But the reality is, they are now moving into the B2B space and taking that same technology and applying it to different use cases. LinkedIn is a great example of another company that's using it to verify profiles. We're now taking that use case and using it to verify the sender or the spokesperson that's actually releasing news across our newswire.
All right, great. Now, we live in this age of misinformation, fake news. Why is identity verification increasingly important?
Yeah, so I mentioned a little bit before this interesting nexus that we're at. So, with generative AI, the pace and the velocity of content is like we've never seen before. At the same time, when you couple that with trust in media being at an all-time low, different sources, different editors, different newsrooms are looking for ways to delineate their news. And so as a technology provider in the space, it's our obligation, I certainly believe it's my obligation, to bring unique solutions to market and to bear that allow us to elevate the trust or the veracity of news that's being released by PR professionals. And you need not look any further than two recent events. There was certainly the false press release that was sent out for a bid from Apex to acquire Paramount a few weeks ago. There was a false press release that was sent out over a competing wire for Kroger around a Bitcoin partnership. And so this is a real issue that we believe that this technology that we're bringing to market will help solve in some part.
Why is the newswire itself such an important tool in this communications landscape?
Yeah. So one of the things I always point to when I talk to clients and people in the industry, particularly in PR, is this great quote that Jeff Bezos shared. He says, "I don't start a product or a project without actually writing the press release first." And it's not because he loves PR. It's because it's a forcing function for downstream and derivative content and messaging. And that's really what it comes back to, right? Unless you have that document that in a trusted way is being distributed from a trusted source, like a press release, distribution wire, or like a corporate newsroom, it's hard to point back to fact as a point that you can really be trusted on when you're telling your corporate story.
That makes sense. Tell us a little bit about the Notified platform.
Yeah.
For both public and private organizations.
Yeah, absolutely. So Notified is probably one of the largest communications technologies companies that maybe you've never heard of. We source and support roughly 3,000 of the Fortune 5,000 companies. We have a great partnership with Nasdaq, of course. And on the PR side, we're one of the largest wire services with probably the largest distribution breadth of any of the competing wire services. You may recognize our brand actually as Globe Newswire, which has a really long heritage and is part of the Notified family. We provide services that go from press release distribution through social media monitoring and listening to insights and analytics for the public relations buyer. And then on the IR side, we like to think of ourselves as the only end-to-end provider for the entire IR communication suite. And what that really means is we're offering IR events, we're offering IR websites, and then of course regulatory and press releases that are tied to public disclosure.
All right. And what's next for Notify? What sort of innovations are in the pipeline?
Yeah. So, continuing with this theme of trust, we're going to continue to do what we can to make sure that corporate storytellers are telling their story and their corporate narrative effectively, efficiently, and flawlessly. That's our mission statement. It's really simple. In addition to that, you're going to see a lot of really exciting announcements like the Clear partnership coming in 2025 with more of an AI slant. So I'm super excited to bring those to market.
Fantastic. We'll leave it there. This has been Erik Carlson, the COO of Notified. I'm Jarrett Banks of TechEdge, signing off from the Nasdaq market site.